Got kind of another project for my Holtzapffel. A friend sent me this. It's a rose engine attachment for an ornamental lathe, or parts of one anyway. There's a spring plunger here, put pressure against it, and this tower I think is supposed to have hold the rubber. There's some little bolts to attach them to. I don't think it's been used on a lathe similar to this. There's a couple problems. The overhead drive shepherd's crook goes through this hole, and it doesn't quite line up, and it's a little too small, so I'll need to make that a little bit bigger. Normally the towers go in the back, and with the tower in the back, it's right in front of the shepherd's crook, so this won't work here. I've got two headstocks for neither one of them fit as is. This is the original for the lathe. It'll need to have the little centers drilled in it for the pivots for it to rock on, which is no big deal. I was gonna put the other headstock on there, but it's just a little bit too long. It'll need the base machined off about a ½ inch in the back. This is where the original headstock fits. It looks like it fits pretty good. To make this work, it'll need the rosette holder will have to be in the front of the lathe, so it'll have to screw onto the spindle and then have the chuck mount on past it. I haven't seen too many examples of anything like this, so it'll be kind of a guess as we go project. The spring mechanism can mount on the back of the lathe, so with the other headstock we'll be able to do pumping if I decide to use that one. Here is the extra headstock that came with this lathe. You can see right down here, it's about a ½ inch too long. That'll need to be milled out to get this headstock to work right. This one might be a better option. I don't know. This kit is missing a rosette holder. I'm kind of imagining something that attaches to the front of the spindle. It's also missing a holder for a touch. It'll need to mount to this tower here. I think right here in the front will be the best. That might need to slot these mounting holes and move that way just a little bit. But I think I can make this work. This will be kind of a cool addition. Another addition I have to this lathe is Fred Armbruster sent me these threading bobbins. I've got almost a whole set now. They engage with this star on the back. This unscrews and you pull this sleeve off, and then they mount right here, and the spindle moves in and out as you turn it. So I'll be able to thread with this headstock once I get it up and going. Here's a bottom view of the headstock. Um, this is the little piece that'll have to come off. That way it will be able to be flat, and I'll be able to countersink a little spot, or counterboard a little spot for that little cone that sticks out. There's a pivot cone there and a pivot cone there, and I think that'll make this headstock work, and I don't think it will detract from the value of it. If anybody has any thoughts, let me know. Here's the front of the headstock. Once I get it all tore apart, I'm gonna add these two holes to the front of it. That way I could use the spiral apparatus on it as well. I think this is what I'm going to work on next weekend. I'll get this all tore apart and we'll start figuring things out. If anybody has any pictures of a Rose engine attachment set up on a Holtzapffel lathe, I'd really like to see them. Thanks for anybody's help. Have a great weekend. Bye.